Hi, this is Zak Mir with a bumper edition of the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Wednesday, the 13th of December. Starting off with the FTSE 100, which is pushing higher, even though we've had a slight knockback from the 200-day moving average, the back line there, 75.70. But a rising 50-day line, and we've had support twice above that particular feature. Normally indicates a potential move to the upside. Initial target here, 76.40 by the end of this month. Best case would be up to 7800 at that May resistance line projection by the end of this month if you get any Santa rally type of vibe going over the near term. On the downside, below 74.70 risks another test of 7400, but that's the worst we're looking at or looking for at the moment. The FTSE's performance pales into insignificance compared to the DAX and the Dow. A massive move higher for the DAX since the beginning of last month, just shying away from our target there, 16,900, or at least that line there from back in May, top of a broadening triangle. Probably about a week or two away from a golden cross. Should get another push through 69,900, and then the best case scenario target here, 17,800 by the end of next month. On the downside, not expecting lower than 16,500, the old July peak for this market. Moving along to the Dow, and here you can see that we pushed through this quite tight bull flag above the old resistance there at 37,800. Above that, and that's with the lowest we're thinking this market could go to, looking for up to 37,700 and that March resistance line projection. RSI obviously very overbought at the moment, but the trend here looks very strong, and indeed, and it would be surprising if we were even below 36,000 ahead of a push towards 37,700. Moving along to Bitcoin, and here hasn't been a great start to the week. We're still trying to consolidate here at the floor of this rising trend channel from October, so that's around 41,000. Got the risk of a test of 38 to 39,000, because that was the resistance before the big breakout at the beginning of this month. And the worst case is probably that we'll need to have a test of the 50-day moving average, 37,600, but otherwise looking for 50,000 plus by the end of next month. Can't resist looking at gold at the moment to see whether it's on the right side of the $2,000 an ounce level, which it currently isn't. A rather surprising bull trap there through 2150. We had another resistance here around 2060, and possible support should have been around 2020, but we lost that. Below 2020, the risk of a test of the 200-day moving average at $1,960, and that would be a rather disappointing scenario for this market. Moving along to the stocks, and quite a few winners, or recent winners from the Bulletin Board Heroes. We've got Audioboom to start off with this V-shaped or U-shaped bull flag, which is touching the 200-day moving average around £2.50. We haven't been above that properly since back in May 2022, so quite a turnaround there. Initial target here up to 280, maybe by the end of this month. That would also fill the gap there, the gap down there from June, and also mark quite a trend change for the shares. If we do break down, not looking for anything worse than 210 to 220 for this stock. The stock which had a little spike quite recently is Anglesey Mining, and here we gapped up to start the month. Haven't filled that gap, which is a good sign, and we're just nudging the 200-day line around 1.6 pence, above 1.6, looking for around 1.8 pence by the end of this month. Don't want to see the shares on the wrong side of 1.4 pence in the meantime. We covered AFC Energy quite a few times in the recent past. 22 pence the magic number there. Want to see an end of day close above that to get to 28 pence by the end of next month. Don't want to see this market back below 18 pence, which was basically the resistance area over the course of the summer. Allergy's had an announcement today, and here you can see that the shares have gapped up. If you look very closely, rising trend channel base, possibly up to 3.5 pence by the end of next month, while we remain above that rising 50-day line at 1.7 pence. RSI rebound above at the neutral 50 level. That normally is a continuation, recovery continuation signal. Challenger is next, and here the pictures of a V-shaped bull flag breakout through the 0.115 level, which is obviously a rather fiddly area, but above that, looking for 0.15 by the end of this month. If we are lucky, we've got the 50 and 200-day lines now both rising into a golden cross, and hopefully we'll see that by the end of December. Nice to see chill brands pushing higher now within this, I suppose, falling trend, falling channel formation, but we're back above the old support there, 3.3 pence above that. We've been looking for 6.5 pence, perhaps as soon as the end of this month. On to Conroy, and here, rather sort of embroiled in a M&A situation, but here we've got the shares breaking through the 50-day line, 16.4 pence, looks like a V-shaped bull flag. End of day close through 17 pence should be enough to give us a move towards 22 or 23 pence at the 200-day moving average, maybe by the end of this month. One of the stocks of the moment, maybe the stock of the moment, is DG Innovate with its Tesla connection. Here we've hit our best case scenario target, 0.19, obviously ahead of time. If you're a fan of the shares and looking for greater glories, and I think a lot of people on Twitter are, then the next level up could be as much as 0.4 pence by the end of next month. But we need to see the shares obviously break through 0.19 on a sustained basis, and ideally not go back below the 0.15 resistance that we had back in February. So above 0.15 best case, 0.4 pence for DG Innovate. Stock which has been in the wars of late, maybe the last 2-3 years actually, is Eurasia, but just when you think it's all over, it bounces back. Here we've had a bear trap from below the old November support there, around 1.5 pence. Above that, we're just filling the gap down from December at just under 2 pence. Best case probably at the moment is that we'd look for the shares to head up to the 50-day line at 2.14. If we can do that on a sustained basis, then the shares could actually get up towards 3 pence again, but obviously difficult to see that scenario just at the moment. On to stock which seems to be improving by the month, hVIVO, massive contract news, and also guiding above market expectations. Unfold gap to the upside towards the highs now, and looking for 29 pence or 29 pence by the end of next month, while we remain above the 50-day line at 19 pence. So a nice gap higher there. Finally, we're seeing a decent move on Jubilee Metals. Here we've broken that long-standing falling wedge from the beginning of the year. We broke that around 5 3/4 pence. Initial target here, 9 pence. We might get that as soon as the end of this month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of 6 pence, which was resistance on the way down back in October. First signs of Kodal turning around as well. Here we've got this falling trend channel. We've had a few full starts near the 0.4 pence level. Maybe that this is finally it at 0.35. 0.35 was the support back in February and March, so maybe that's the level that the stock has seen, and above that looking for at least a move towards the 0.45 area, resistance on the way down at the beginning of the month. On to the last three. First one is N4 Pharma. Here we had a gap down, but bouncing back with bullish divergence. That's been in place for basically since the end of October. Want to see an end-of-day close through the 50-day moving average at 0.85 to then give us a chance of rebounding back to 1.1 pence on the floor of that gap down that we had back in September. But obviously not looking for any new lows here, but below 0.75 pence. Reabold is next, and lots of news regarding share buybacks and handing money back to shareholders via Shell. Here we've got a rising trend channel, top of the channel there at 0.14. We're looking for that by the end of this month, especially after today's gap to the upside, and hopefully we'll stay above the 50-day line, just under 0.11 pence. A few people getting excited about Verici, which we've been covering of late. We had a gap high, we had a bear trap island reversal last month, and we've stayed back above the top of the gap at 7 pence. A rising 50-day line as well, V-shaped bull flag as I call it. Want to see an end-of-day close or a weekly close above 11 pence. The target here is high as 19 or 20 pence by the end of next month, while we remain above that 50-day line at 8 pence. That's it from me today. More updates tomorrow.